Hi, welcome to Take 5, where we daily consider devotional thoughts from Oswald Chambers' book, My Utmost for His Highest. Today is December 6th, and the title of today's devotional is My Rainbow in the Cloud. I set my rainbow in the cloud, and it shall be for the sign of the covenant between me and the earth. Genesis 9, verse 13. Dr. Chambers uses the subject of covenants as his treatise for today. The word covenant means agreement to do or not to do something. Below, I've shared a link for an overview study of the covenants found in the Bible. Dr. C names one of them in the focal verse, the covenant or agreement with Noah that never again would God destroy the earth by flood. The covenant most pertinent to the Christian is known as the New Covenant, recorded in Jeremiah. Initially made with the nation of Israel, the ultimate fulfillment is for all mankind who believe. In the New Covenant, God promises to forgive sin, and there will be a universal knowledge of the Lord. I will put my law within them, and on their heart I will write it, and I will be their God, and they shall be my people. They will not teach again each man his neighbor and each man his brother, saying, Know the Lord. For they will all know me, from the least of them to the greatest of them, declares the Lord. For I will forgive their iniquity, and their sin I will remember no more. During the last meal shared with the 12 before his crucifixion, Christ taught them what we continue to partake, known as the Lord's Supper, communion, or Eucharist. In Luke's account, the author quotes Jesus as specifically calling the cup as being the new covenant in my blood, which Paul as well used in 1 Corinthians 11 when recounting the event. Christ said, Do not think that I came to abolish the law or the prophets. I did not come to abolish, but to fulfill. Our covenant relationship with God is through Christ, our mediator. Dr. Chambers says it is the will of God that human beings should get into a right standing relationship with Him, and His covenants are designed for this purpose. Why doesn't God save me? He has accomplished and provided for my salvation, but I have not yet entered into a relationship with Him. Why doesn't God do everything we ask? He has done it. The point is, will I step into that covenant relationship? All the great blessings of God are finished and complete, but they are not mine until I enter into a relationship with Him on the basis of His covenant. Chambers is wanting it understood that no one should expect anything from God outside of being in relationship with God. Why answer the prayer of non-believers? Prayers that demonstrate no kind of belief except to get what they want. They have no desire to be subject to Him. Does God have need to prove Himself as being some great wizard who can do miraculous things? God has no need to prove Himself to anyone. He is God. O.C. says waiting for God to act is fleshly unbelief. It means that I have no faith in Him. I wait for Him to do something in me so that I may trust in that, but God won't do it because that is not the basis of God and man relationship. There's no necessity for God to do anything to prove Himself. In Hebrews, it speaks of the faith of those who experienced mocking, scourging, chains, imprisonment, stoning, torture. They were tempted, put to death, and all this and more, the author says, and all these, having gained approval through their faith, did not receive what was promised because God had provided something better for us. O.C. says it is a question of faith in God, a very rare thing. We only have faith in our feelings. I don't believe God until He puts something tangible in my hand so that I know I have it. Then I say, well, now I believe. There's no faith exhibited in that. God says, look to me and be saved. Chambers closes with, when I have really transacted business with God on the basis of His covenant, letting everything else go, there is no sense of personal achievement, no human ingredient in it at all. Instead, there is a complete, overwhelming sense of being brought into union with God, and my life is transformed and radiates peace and joy. Thanks for being here today. Now may God's grace and peace be ours as we seek to live our utmost for His highest. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye now.